Hello everyone, another Klaus here, and today guys I'm going to review a Bionicle playset set released in 2005, and it's called the Battle of Metru Nui. So that's the biggest playset, Bionicle playset released in 2005, and for those who do not know, Bionicle playset, well, it's really simple. It's Lego system meets the Bionicle universe, and so this time the characters and stuff like that, of course, are minifig scaled and not canister scaled anymore. So this allows, of course, the Bionicle universe to get some buildings and stuff like that, and to expand the Bionicle universe, which is really great. So for the front box, you can see a big Bionicle logo, Battle of Metru Nui, the Metru Nui shape right there, and of course the set itself, as you can see, which seems quite big, so really a real battle and stuff like that. So because this is a big set, so a big box, you can open it and reveal well, the great Visorak, which is supposed to be a special edition Visorak, I guess. Well, maybe just because of the exclusive golden part. And then of course the rest of this features the gimmicks and stuff like that of the set. And of course we're going to talk about these gimmicks in this review, and this review will be divided in two parts because once again it's a big set, so many things to talk about, so divided into two parts. So in this first part I'm going to talk about the minifigs, this element and this one, but we're gonna see that in the review later on. If you look on the top, you will see a 1:1 picture scale of Toa Vakama Ordica, and then on the back you will see the two others playset released in 2005. So of course the Visorak's gate is missing, but that was a special edition set, so that's why it's not here. And also you can see an alternative model shown here, which seems quite interesting. So yeah, let's move on. So really a nice box, once again pretty big and really really appealing to the eyes. And now let's move on to the instruction booklet or instruction manual. So here you will see, as you can see, a toy, well, a picture of the toy itself with all its content. And then let's move on to the end. This time it's in 3D. Once again the set itself with all the content, but this time with the gimmicks are shown once again. So all over the place, as you can see. Then a little ad for the two other play set, and then of course for the canisters sized set, so of the two main sides, so the Toa Ordica and the Visorak. An ad for the Bionicle website for the third movie, and that's all. Let's move on now to the minifigs. So for those who are not aware of what looks like Bionicle minifig in the 2005 playset, well, it's quite simple. It's a minifig without any articulations because it's just one mold. But there is still 3 points of connection, so there's 4 studs for the feet, and also there's 2 clips, one in each end, of course, to link to attach the weapon. As you can see, it also got just one color, which will present its main color as a canister size set, and also its elements. So of course here it's Toa Vakama Ordica, so it's a Toa of Fire, so of course it is mostly dark red. As you can see, the head is pretty well detailed because it's exactly the same as the mask of the canister sized version, so it's really a great thing. Then you can also recognize quite easily the armor, the torso armor, but apart from that, the other part of the body are quite just mechanical. They do not really look like the official part of the canister sized set. But apart from that, it still looks quite fine, and also the weapons are not the same as the canister sized set because there are some type of new spears, which looks quite nice. So as you can see, there is 2 points of connection for the ends, and that's all. So in each playset released in 2005, you got all the time you got the 6 minifigs. So here is Nokama, and as you can see, each guy's got its own position with its legs and arms, and some of them got different positions for the head. As you can see here, it's looking in front of it, and here it was looking on the side. Let's move on to the third one. So yes, this time it's Oniwa. here it was Nui, as you can see, with the asymmetrical aspect of his mask. Two left, so then you got Metru with his kind of hammer, yes, kind of look like an hammer. His spear, the head once again, pretty well detailed. This one looks on the side, kind of like on his left side, like Nui, and when you look on his right side, like Vakana. You can easily recognize the shape of his head right here, and a nice spear also. So you got all the Toradicas, the sixth one, and as you can see, they look pretty nice. So of course, it's still a shame to have no articulations at all. But that's what gives them a little charisma. I think it's yes, they're interesting things, even if they are not, of course, fully articulated. Well, I'm just going maybe to cut this on the back for now. And let's move on to the Visorak. They are, of course, enemies. So this time the Visoracs, they are quite different because first they are made of soft plastic, which will be useful for a little gimmick, and also they do not have individual color. Each of them got two colors, black with some glow in the dark white color fade, so this means it can glow in the dark, of course. Also, you can see the little teeth here, which will be useful to link the Visorak to their webs. You can also notice the pinholes on their back, and also the usefulness of the soft plastic is that I'm not really sure I can say that, but still, the soft plastic is useful because you can do that, push it on his back, and then okay, it will attack and do some jump in the air. Okay, sometimes it just falls on his back, but you can try to land it perfectly on his legs. Well, it doesn't want to this time, but you can still, so you can make it attack like that, and as you can see, each one can be each one are represented by their teeth. So you can see here, it's the one, it's the Earth Visorak. I can say Earth Visorak, but it's the Earth one, thanks to this teeth. So let's move on to the 5 others. So this one, I guess, it might be the one of ice. I'm not really sure about that. Well, no, not this one. This one, I guess, is the one of water, maybe. I'm not really sure about some of the teeth. This one, I'm sure, is the fire one, as you can see. Also, notice that the fade between the black and the glow in the dark color is not the same on each Visorak. This is the air one. And finally, I guess this is the stone one. But I'm not really sure about that. And you got two spares Visorak, so there's 2 ones. So that's quite nice to have 8 of them. And here we go. So that said, let's move on to the last figure, if I can call this like that. This time it's more like a real action figure, but it's just made of Bionicle parts. It's the great Visorak special edition we have seen on the box. And well, how does it work? Well, it's quite simple. It's quite simple. Well, it's original, I have to admit. So, there is 3 elements really important to recognize on this frame and how this works. First, we have the usual Visorak frame, so the light gray part, which is mostly made of pinholes, action holes. So yes, it's really full of holes, which can be useful to link Minifigs. Then you got this technique beam in a L-shaped, which got some L-shaped form, as you can see right there. It's quite useful because it will link the light gray part to this black technique beam, which is the third interesting part in this frame. So our 2 parts are linked together thanks to the L-shaped technique beam, and then, as you can see, we're going to link this light gray part with a pinhole in the middle, and then we're going to link this part with, once again, a gray technique part with a pinhole in there. And as you can see, we're gonna let slide through these 2 pinholes an axle, and this axle right there is linked on the black technique beam thanks to 2 rubber bands, as you can see, since it's two white rubber bands. And well, I think that's all, because that's all the things works. You just have to know that there is a light gray part which is linked to this technique beam thanks to the L-shaped one right there. And finally, you got a fourth part, which is this one, this axle, which goes through the two pinholes and is linked on this technique beam thanks to the two rubber bands. And that's really interesting to know that, because of course it will be how the gimmick works. So, excuse me, I'm just going to now put the second L-shaped technique beam right there to close it, if I can say so. And as you can see, I've got some parts here with two axle holes. Well, I'm going to link the rear legs on this axle hole. So of course the rear legs are first linked on this vacuum pelvis, then you're gonna have some double connectors, vacuum legs, and then of course the Visoax legs, if I can say so. So nothing really new here for Bionicle fans, I think. Well, and for those who are not really fan of Bionicle, you just have to know that it's mostly made of ball joints and connectors. And now it's linked. So let's move on to the front legs, which are linked thanks to this black part, so to the light gray Visoax frame, so kind of like any Visoax set released. And as you can see, you're gonna have some tower holder legs and some Visoax legs. Feet, excuse me, feet. And then we're gonna have the real teeth, the big one, which are linked thanks to an elastic, which will be quite useful, because next I'm going to link the head. So this is the Fire Visoax head, but recolored in gold, so exclusive to this set. And as you can see, for those who do not know how Visoax works, as you can see, there is some type of big plastic part here, and this plastic part will be useful because, as you can see, it will touch the elastic right there in the middle, so between the two teeth, and thanks to that, it will allow the two teeth to close each other, like that. So that's the first gimmick. The second gimmick, of course, is the Watuka spinner disc, which is put right there, so thanks to this dark gray part. Just have to put the Watuka spinner disc, and that's also, you can launch it like that. I'm not going to lost it. And for those who want to know, the eyes are red, transparent red. And that's all for that, guys. So the third and final gimmick also is this stuff. So what it's supposed to do, well, it's quite simple in theory, because it doesn't really work. Sometimes it just doesn't work, but in theory, you're supposed to put a Visoax here, like that, then push this thing down, and then just let it loose and you will launch the Visoax. So here it works, but sometimes it just doesn't want to work. When I tried on my French version of this review, it will kept failing, in fact, kind of like that, as you can see. Excuse me, I'm going to, come on. So well, I'm not going to spend minutes and minutes to show you this, but as you can see, it works pretty nice this time. So quite interesting, this little gimmicks. And of course, for those who want to know, in terms of articulations, we got like 3 ball joints on each rear legs and 2 ball joints on both front legs. So this means we can do some nice pose, and well, it's really full of gimmicks and articulations. So we can have some fun with this big Visoax, which got a name. If I remember, I don't remember the name, but it got the name, and it's quite important because you see it in the movie. It's the golden Visoax, on which stands Rudaka when the final battle is going on. Excuse me. That said, we are done with the figures. Now let's move on to the real set, if I can say so, with the buildings part. So you have to know that it's really a modular building, because you got like 7 little builds, and half of them are in fact symmetrical. This means there is just 4 buildings and 3 of them are copied 2 times. But I'm going to explain this later on. And first I'm going to begin with the middle element, which is not copied, so it's just you just have to build this thing 1 time. I'm not really clear, but that's not really important. You will understand that in the second part of the review. And for now, I'm just going to explain how this part works. So this part, as you can see, is made with some plates put in a U shape, if I can say so. As you can see, on both of the sides, we're going to have big blocky part, and here we're just going to have nothing for the moment. Just notice the studless plate, which will be quite useful later on, and also there's gears right there, which once again will be quite handy later on. So these 2 parts are symmetrical, so that's why I decided to just destroy 1 side to just explain you how it works, because the second this side works exactly the same as this one works. So well, I'm just going to show you this 1 time. So first, let's begin by showing you this part with this brick with 2 pinholes. This part are really important because they will be found throughout all the parts of this set to link each part together, each section of the set together. So it's really useful to have this part right there. Then the interesting thing here to notice is all this studless plate, as you can see right there, which will come really in handy, and this dark white part, which is not studless, you can see it's a real plate with studs, which also is quite useful. So notice this part, because first I'm going to link this part, as you can see, with this little teeth, if I can say so. Not really sure of the technical terms of that, but I'm going to call this little teeth. And also notice this part is really empty on the inside. It's quite interesting because this part, I'm going to put it right there. And as you can see, that's why I shown you this dark white part, because thanks to this part, this black part will be blocked. As you can see, I can't move it forward, it's blocked by the studs, and I can't put it back because it's blocked by the studs. So it's quite, that's why I shown you this part, because it's quite useful. Then I'm going to link this gear right there, which is linked with some dark gray part with pinholes and studs. And it will be linked right there. And of course now, as you can see, I can do this stuff because the 2 teeth are linked to each other. And that's why the first gimmick, that's all the first gimmick of this part works, of this section works, because now I just have to add this Bionicle parts, which are worksheet parts for fans, and I'm going to let it slide through this. As you can see, it's open on this side, so I just have to let it slide through this, and of course now like that. So it's really simple. I think you have understood. When I push this, the black piece goes forth and well, fires the spear. Of course, it wants to work, but it works, I have to say, 99% of the time. There is really no problem with this part. Now I'm going to add some bricks right there to so this part will not move that much, and also because I will have some more studs to link plates right there. And the plates I'm going to link is this one with some plates here, and also notice this part with yellow holder end, which is quite nice for the details. This part will be linked right here. And now I'm going to link the part on the middle. So first I'm going to link this plate with some, once again, part with little teeth right there. So once again, a gear function. So I'm going to let it slide I'm going to let it slide on this studless plate. Of course, you can see now the gimmick works, but because as you can see, for now, of course, if I keep on do that, it will fall off. So I have to make sure it doesn't fall off. So as you can see, we have some dark white part, which once again will be quite useful. First, I'm going to link this plate, and once again, as you can see, I have a dark white plate. And this part is useful because, of course, this means that when I'm going to move this part on, the 2 white plates are going to touch each other, and then it will block this part, and this part will not fall off. So that's quite interesting. Then I'm going to link another plate, but this time here, and thanks to this L-shaped part, it will block the back of the plate. This means when I'm pushing it on the back, as you can see, it will block right there. So now that this part is fully secured, if I can say so, I can move on to the rest of the part. So well, I'm going to link the second spear here, which works the same. And now I'm going to link the main element of this section. I'm talking, of course, about the O mask. So a big mask, of course, shaped like the Toalican's O. And as you can see, the difference between this mask and the Turaga Jume's mask in the Tower of Toa is that this one is in soft plastic, as you can see, and also this one just got Technics point of connection, so pinholes all over the place. So first we're going to have pinholes right there, which will be useful to link this part with studs to link it to this part. Also we're going to have some pinholes right there to link this Rotucast pinhole launcher here. Notice this pinholes right there on the back, which will be useful later on, and also notice this one on the sides. That side, I'm going to link it to link the mask right here. So I'm going first to attach the studs together, the studs to the bricks, excuse me. Then I'm going to attach this L-shaped Technic beams on this part and on this part. So this means the two will be linked together in a very strong way, like that. Now the time for this one, second side of course, and here we go. Now the two parts, now the helmet, well, the canopy, the mask is really, well, it's really linked in a strong way. Then I'm going to link this part right there, as you can see, with some two clips, and this clip will be useful to link this big grid part. And of course, this part will be linked right there. And this means now I have a real door to the yes, to this mask, which can be put on or off. That said, now I'm going to link this glow-in-the-dark Rotucast, so that's exclusive to this set once again. So for Bionicle fans, that might interest you, right there. And now I'm going to link a part on the front, which is this one. So it's made with some plates, really simple. Notice this part which can be moved up, which can be moved up or down. Notice some bricks right there, some medical parts linked on the side. And well, now I'm just going to link another plate right there. And that will be all. Then this part, this plate, I'm going to link it right here. Excuse me. Like that. Also, you have to notice that you got a spare vertical launcher in silver to replace this one if you want. So now let's do the turnaround. I'm going to show you then all the gimmicks of this section, and well, then I'm going to move on to the second section of this set, and then it will be the end of the review because the two other sections I'm going to talk about them in the second part of this review tomorrow. So let's recap the gimmicks of this section. So first, well, you can move this little part up or down. You can also move the bridge forth or back thanks to a little gear gimmick, which works just fine. As you can see, it's really nice. Then you can also launch some spears thanks to the same type of gear and teeth part, so like that, on both sides. So this one and this one right there. Then you can also launch the Rotucast right there, which might take some time because in this position I think it's really hard to launch it. Well, you can do it, but it will not really be looking cool. And then finally you got this door, which can be moved, of course, up or down, which can be closed and so on. And so that's also still nice gimmicks overall, and really a nice design, of course. So I'm going to put that on the side for now. And now I'm going to talk quickly about the second last section of this set. So this time it's not destroy or anything like that, because it's quite simple to understand. So first I'm going to take this plate, then going to add some bricks. Notice, of course, the parts with pinholes on the sides to link each section together once again. Then notice this big walkie part used right there, but as you can see, we're going to still link some to attach some bricks all over the place to have really a blocky shape, as you can see, really a blocky one. Then on the sides, we're going to use these pillars, well, on both sides. And the one thing interesting to notice is this black part with axle hole. Through these two parts with axle hole, I'm going to link, of course, an axle, and on this axle, I'm going to have some light gray Technic beams, which are linked with a black one, as you can see right there. And this black Technic beam will be linked to this. Will be linked first to this plate, this brick, with pinholes, as you can see. And as you can see, there is a second point of connection of rotation. It's this one, which links the black brick to the dark gray brick. And what's the difference between the black one and the dark gray one? Well, it's quite simple. The dark gray one are linked to this studs, whereas the black bricks are not linked anywhere, because as you can see, they stay on some studless brick. This means I can put this part up or down, and so, as you might have understood, I have a catapult. Because the black bricks are put on some studless brick, and this one are put on studs, so they are attached in a solid way. And then, thanks to 2 points of connection right there, I can easily launch, fire the catapult. Some other details, and then I will be done. Notice this part right here. It will be useful to hold this work part. So, like the other Bionicle playset, it's dark gray with some trans orange fade, way looking nice. Of course, it can be divided in 2 sections for those who do not 2 parts for those who do not know this part. Excuse me. And also notice the Bionicle part right there. Some lasers used as I don't have the word. Excuse me. I'm just going to search the word for that, because that means some reviews I have searched this word. Yes, it's called well, yeah, more like a fence or stuff like that, so, or a barrier. So yes, let's say well, this part, some details here, and that's all. So now, and that works perfectly. So that was the second section with 1 gimmick this time, the catapult gimmick, which works just fine. And of course, like I said, there is like 7 parts in this set, but in fact 3 of them are made 2 times, and that's the case with this part. You can see it is made two times. And that said, I think that will be all for this first part of the review, guys. I'm just going to show you everything I've shown you in this review. And that will be all. So I'm not going to do a sum up for this part, guys. I will do a general sum up with at the end of the second part. For now, I'm just going to to conclude this part. So, well, first, hope you enjoyed. Of course, if you have any questions on the elements I've shown in this first part, well, feel free to ask them. I will happily answer them. And I think that's all. So, of course, the second part will be uploaded tomorrow. And that should be all, I think. So, all the Torah, and then the Visorak. So tomorrow I'm going to review the 2 parts which are left, and of course put together this big monster of a playset, because it's really great and a big one. So hope you enjoy this first part, guys. And if you want, of course, to see the second part, well, see you tomorrow. And that said, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them, like I said. And well, that said, that's all. Hope you enjoyed, and see you later for the second part, and also for another video reviews. Bye bye.